Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Michael Reed's. Good evening. I'm just setting everything up. Hopefully, everything is going okay. And tonight's live stream is one that I've genuinely been looking forward to since the last one, because um, over the course of reading The Richest Man in Babylon, I'll put that on there so that you can see. Since reading it together, there was one chapter that seemed to strike a chord with myself, with so many people listening live, and also with those watching back afterwards. That chapter, of course, is chapter 3, The Seven Cures for a Lean Purse. Uh, I've been speaking with my wife about this. Another way of saying it is the seven cures of an empty wallet, or seven cures for an empty purse. And honestly, I think the reason it resonates so deeply is because although this book was written generations ago, the problem it addresses have not disappeared. In many ways, they have intensified. Today, we live in a world where people are surrounded by constant consumption. Every single day, we're encouraged to spend money, compare ourselves to others, chase status, upgrade our lifestyles, and seek temporary satisfaction through possessions. Entire industries now exist to capture our attention and convince us that happiness is always one purchase away. Yet, despite living in one of the most technologically advanced societies in human history, so many people still feel financially trapped. People are working long hours, earning decent incomes, yet somehow remaining anxious, overwhelmed, and uncertain about their financial future. And this is why tonight matters, because the lessons contained within this chapter are not merely financial lessons, they are lessons in discipline, responsibility, patience, self control, vision, and ultimately freedom. So, tonight we're going to slow everything down. We won't be reading from the original text. This is just a breakdown from me that I felt I had to do, and we're gonna explore each of the seven cures that were mentioned in the previous live stream that I did in a far greater detail than we did during the reading itself. We're going to bring these ancient principles into the modern world. We're going to connect them to the realities of modern life, modern technology, modern temptations, modern opportunities, and modern financial problems. And my hope tonight is not simply that you leave this live stream more informed. My hope is that you leave thinking differently about your relationship with money altogether. Because whether we like it or not, money affects nearly every aspect of our lives. It affects stress levels, relationships, opportunities, confidence, freedom, health, peace of mind, and yet most people are never properly taught how to manage it. So tonight, let us learn together. And before we begin, if you value these conversations, these timeless books, these deeper discussions around wisdom, discipline, and personal growth, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow Mr. Michael Reeds and share this live stream with somebody who may genuinely benefit from hearing these lessons. And throughout tonight's stream, I would love for you to engage in the comments section. Let me know which of the seven cures you personally struggle with most, because the truth is, many people are silently battling the exact same issues. Now then, Let us begin with the very first cure. Cure number 1. Start thy purse to fattening. The very first principle given in the book is deceptively simple. Save at least 10% of everything you earn. Now, when people hear this, many immediately think, that sounds impossible in today's economy. Others think, I'll start saving once I earn more money. But one of the greatest financial illusions people believe is that higher income automatically creates wealth. History repeatedly shows us that this is not true. There are people earning enormous salaries who remain financially stressed and permanently in debt, while others earning modest incomes quietly build wealth over time. And the reason is simple. Wealth is not built primarily through income. It is built through behavior. Today, modern society makes saving incredibly difficult because spending has become frictionless. In ancient Babylon, you physically handed gold coins over to somebody. Today, money disappears with a single tap of a phone screen. Subscriptions renew automatically. Food arrives instantly. Credit is available within seconds. Social media constantly encourages people to chase appearances and lifestyles they often cannot truly afford. Modern culture conditions people to reward themselves constantly. And because of that, many people never develop a habit of paying themselves first. Instead, they pay everybody else first. They pay the landlord, they pay the finance company, they pay subscriptions, they pay impulse purchases. And if anything remains at the end of the month, perhaps then they might save a little. But the first cure completely reverses this mindset. It teaches that the moment income enters your hands, a portion of it belongs to your future. Not to the world, not to consumerism, not to temporary pleasure, to your future self. And what is fascinating is that this principle is less about money itself and more about identity. Because when you begin saving consistently, even in small amounts, you begin transforming psychologically. You stop seeing yourself merely as a consumer and begin seeing yourself as somebody building stability, security, and eventually freedom. In the modern world, this may look like automatic savings accounts, investments, contributions, emergency funds, or building capital for future business. The amount matters less than the consistency, because consistency builds character. And once we begin saving, the next challenge inevitably appears. How do we control our spending? And this brings us to cure number 2. Control thy expenditures. Now, this cure may be one of the hardest lessons for people living in the modern world, because today desire itself has become commercialized. Everywhere we look, we are told that we need more. A newer phone, a better car, a larger house, more expensive clothing, more luxury, more status. People are constantly exposed to carefully curated lifestyles online, and slowly many begin measuring their worth against images that are often completely artificial. And the danger is that people begin spending emotionally rather than intentionally. One of the greatest financial traps today is lifestyle inflation. The moment income rises, spending rises alongside it. Somebody receives a pay increase and immediately upgrades every single thing around them. The car becomes more expensive. The holidays become more expensive. The habits become more expensive. But wealth is not determined simply by what you earn, it is determined by what you keep. And the second cure teaches something deeply uncomfortable but profoundly important. Not every desire deserves to be fulfilled. Now, this does not mean living a miserable or joyless life. It does not mean never enjoying your money. Rather, it means becoming conscious, becoming deliberate, becoming aware of where your money is truly going. Because many people today are not poor because they lack income. They're financially unstable because unconscious spending has become normalized. One of the most powerful questions a person can ask before making any purchase is this: am I buying value or am I buying emotion? Because many purchases today are emotional coping mechanisms. People buy things to feel successful, accepted, admired, comforted, distracted, or temporarily fulfilled. But temporary dopamine fades quickly, and if appetite is left unchecked, there is no finish line. The second cure is ultimately about mastering appetite before appetite masters you. Now, once you have learned to save money and control your spending, the next lesson becomes absolutely critical. Your money must begin working for you rather than you working for money. Cure 3: make thy gold multiply. This is where the true journey towards wealth begins. Because saving money alone is no longer enough in the modern world. Inflation silently reduces the value of idle money over time. I'll repeat that. Inflation silently reduces the value of idle money over time, which means that eventually money must become productive. In Babylon, this meant lending money or participating in trade. Today, it may mean investing in index funds, businesses, property, dividends, digital assets, or developing skills that increase earning power. And this cure teaches one of the most important distinctions in financial education. Labor creates income, assets create freedom. Many people spend their entire lives trading time for money without ever building anything that continues producing value in their absence. And that is why financial independence remains so distant for so many. Now, unfortunately, modern culture has also created incredibly distorted expectations around wealth. Social media constantly glorifies overnight success stories, viral fame, instant businesses, and unrealistic lifestyles. People want quick wealth, but true wealth is usually quiet, slow, consistent, disciplined. Just as a tree requires years to become strong and deeply rooted, wealth also requires patience. And one of the most powerful ways to think about this cure is to imagine every pound you save or every dollar you save as a worker. Every pound should eventually have a purpose. It should either protect you, grow for you, or generate future opportunities for you. Money sitting idle forever serves very little purpose, but money invested wisely becomes something entirely different. It becomes leverage. And yet, with investing comes danger, which leads us naturally into the fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. right? This lesson may be more relevant today than ever before because modern society is flooded with financial noise. Everywhere you look, there are people promising quick success, influencers displaying luxury lifestyles, gurus claiming guaranteed returns, endless advertisements for shortcuts to wealth, and unfortunately, greed often blinds judgment. People become so desperate to escape financial pressure that they abandon caution entirely. The richest man in Babylon teaches a timeless principle: seek advice from those qualified to give it. And yet, today, many people take financial guidance from strangers online whose lives may not even reflect genuine financial success at all. This cure teaches the importance of wisdom, research, patience, and skepticism. Before investing money into anything, a person should understand how it works, where the returns come from, what the risks are, and whether the opportunity genuinely makes sense. Because whenever emotion takes control, logic often disappears. And one of the greatest financial dangers is desperation. Desperate people often chase shortcuts, and shortcuts frequently become setbacks. True wealth builders understand that protecting wealth is just as important as creating it. Now, after discussing saving, investing, and protecting wealth, the book then turns towards another important area of life: the home. Make thy dwelling a profitable investment. Now, this cure requires careful interpretation in the modern world because housing today is vastly different from ancient Babylon. Property prices have risen dramatically. Interest rates fluctuate. Many younger people feel financially locked out of ownership entirely, but the deeper lesson remains extremely valuable: create stability. Your home should contribute to peace, not endless financial panic. Now, for some people, owning property may absolutely make sense. For others, renting strategically while building investments elsewhere may be a wiser path. The real danger today is not housing itself. The danger is financial overextension for the sake of appearance. Many people buy homes they cannot comfortably afford simply to signal success to others. And in doing so, they sacrifice peace, flexibility, and freedom. A profitable dwelling in a modern world may mean many different things: working from home, renting spare space, relocating to reduce costs, creating a healthier financial environment, or simply living below one's means. The true principle here is long-term stability rather than external validation. And once stability is established, the next lesson becomes preparing for the future. Cure number 6: ensure a future income. This is perhaps one of the most neglected principles among younger generations today. Many people live entirely focused on the present moment. There is little preparation for emergencies, retirement, economic uncertainty, or changing circumstances, and yet life changes rapidly. Industries disappear, technology evolves, jobs become obsolete, economies shift, and the sixth cure teaches preparedness. Not fear, preparedness. This includes building emergency funds, pensions, investments, insurance, and multiple income streams. But perhaps more importantly, in the modern world, it includes adaptability. Because today, Your ability to learn, evolve, and remain valuable may be your greatest long-term security. One of the most dangerous mindsets a person can adopt is the belief that there will always be more time later. Later arrives far faster than people expect, and unfortunately, many people only begin thinking seriously about their financial future once panic has already arrived. The sixth cure teaches responsibility towards the future itself. It reminds us that wisdom means preparing today for challenges that may arise tomorrow. And finally, we arrive at the most powerful cure of them all. Cure 7. Increase thy ability to earn. This final principle extends far beyond money. It is about becoming more valuable as a human being. Today we live in an age where knowledge is more accessible than ever before in human history. Almost any skill can now be learned online. Communication, marketing, business, coding, sales, investing, leadership, content creation. The opportunities for self-education are absolutely endless. And yet so many people remain stagnant because they consume information without applying it. The seventh cure teaches self-development. Read more, practice more, improve your discipline, improve your communication, strengthen your character, expand your understanding of the world. Because ultimately, income often follows usefulness. The people who solve meaningful problems tend to create meaningful value. And importantly, increasing your ability is not merely professional, it is emotional, mental, spiritual, and personal as well. Your resilience matters, your consistency matters, your habits matter, your mindset, above all, is what matters the most, because the person you become financially is often deeply connected to the person you become internally. And that is perhaps the greatest lesson hidden inside all 7 cures. They are not simply financial instructions. They are instructions for self-mastery. What makes these lessons so remarkable is that despite being written generations ago, they still describe the modern world with astonishing accuracy. Technology has changed, currencies have changed, society has changed, but human nature remains remarkably similar. People will struggle with fear, impulse, comparison, greed, discipline, patience, and that is why these principles continue enduring across time, because principles outlive trends. And if tonight's live stream brought you value, make sure you subscribe to Michael Reads. I've got a lovely new top here. Follow Michael Reads and share the stream with somebody who may genuinely need these lessons right now. Also, let me know down in the comments which of the 7 cures impacted you the most, and which one do you personally need to improve in your own life. Thank you all for being here tonight. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here. And thank you for your time, your attention, and your support of Michael Reads. And until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and keep building the life of wisdom, discipline, and purpose. Good night, everyone, and I hope to catch you all on the next live stream. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.